Hey, it's Amy. Welcome back to my channel. I'm currently drinking my Noon. This is the immunity one and I really like it, so feel free to check out them in the description below. No, it's not sponsored, but I just really like Noon products. I love food, and especially during marathon training, I get really hungry. In today's video, I thought I would share some of my favorite foods to eat before my run and after my run, and a few foods that I avoid eating before runs or workouts. But before I get into the video, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a video, click that bell icon as well. So let's talk about food, one of my favorite topics, other than running and music. Before I start talking about food, I want to emphasize that I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm just someone who loves to eat and kind of has over time figured out and still figuring out what I like to eat and what works for my own body. Everyone has their own dietary restrictions, so what works for me may not work for you. But again, I just wanted to share things that have been working for me in case you might find them helpful. I don't know about you, but I find it interesting seeing what people eat, and what I eat isn't groundbreaking, you know, but it just works, and maybe it'll give you some inspiration for your own food and snacks. During the week before my easy runs, usually on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, I have granola. I'm a morning runner, and I'm one of those people who can get up and run 30 minutes later after eating and doing my activations. That's okay if you can't do that. My husband takes about an hour, sometimes 2 hours to fully wake up. But that's fine, to each their own. It works for him, and he likes enjoying his coffee and just, slowly waking up. Me, I'm like, zing, awake and must go. I don't know, it works for me. How about you? Are you a morning runner? Can you run immediately after waking up, or do you need a little extra time like Liam? My easy runs are around 60 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, so nothing that I need to take fuel on. So I don't take fuel on it, but I definitely need to eat before I'm on my run, or else I'll start to feel sick or just low energy. There's lots of studies on fasted running, and personally, I just like food way too much, and I feel way better when I eat and run, so for me, I always have something before I go on my run. I don't know if you can kind of see in the back here, but we have a lot of cookbooks because we love to eat and we like to cook. So we've accumulated more, but we always want more cookbooks. If you have any cookbook suggestions, please tell me in a comment below. But anyways, the granola recipe is from one of my favorite cookbooks, the Run Fast, Cook Fast, Eat Slow. I also have the first book and the new one, Rise and Run, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. I make this granola recipe like once a week. I have it memorized, and I've talked about this in other videos, but it's just my go-to and my husband's go-to breakfast, not even just in general. It's filling, but it doesn't upset my stomach, which is key. For me, I personally find that I can't have coffee before I run. It just does not work for my body, and it just doesn't work for me. I also just like enjoying my coffee as a treat after my run, and I can just relax and sit down and just know that I've done my run and now I can have my coffee. It's something to look forward to after the run too. After my easy run, my current go-to snack or food is having a piece of sourdough bread made by Liam and some almond butter and my mom's homemade jam. It's the best, not gonna lie. And another reason I don't have my coffee, especially on long run mornings, is that a lot of my gels have caffeine in them, and I find if I have coffee and then caffeinated gels, that it's just a lot of caffeine for my body, and my body just doesn't like it, so that's just another reason I like having it after. I recently got the Rise and Run cookbook. This one is all about breakfast. Maybe obvious by the Rise and Run, but anyways, I was so excited to get this and I'm loving it so far. I've been really enjoying trying all the muffin recipes in here. I don't even know how many there are. There's 24 new muffin recipes, both savory and sweet in this cookbook. So I think I've tried, I don't know, 5, 6 of them. So I got a lot to go. The ones that I'm gonna make today for a snack is the original superhero muffin 2.0. The reason I like muffins is that it's just a nice size. It's not too big. Sometimes I'm not extremely hungry. I just need something to kind of just have after the run, but it's just a perfect snack size. Even if I have it in the afternoon, it's just, again, I'm always hungry with marathon training and it's just the perfect little thing to have in the afternoon or after my run. Especially the muffin recipes in this cookbook, a lot of them are jam-packed with vegetables, which is something that I just feel like I always need to have more of or do better at having. So these muffins are like, yeah, a lot of them have sweet potatoes in them, zucchini, apples, carrots of course, and yeah, lots of really, really good things in them. Often they don't use sugar, but natural sweeteners like maple syrup or honey. So I like to try to make them at least once a week so we have that for the week, especially as I'm working or we're both working, so it's just an easy snack to grab. I personally like heating them up in the microwave too because I'm weird and I don't like cold food and it's just nice to have them a little warm. Another weird Amy fact is no cold food, unless it's supposed to be cold, like, I don't know. What food is supposed to be cold? Salad. Salad. Yes, salad should be cold. So I've talked about what I eat before my easy runs, but what I like to eat currently before my workouts or long runs is instant oatmeal, or my version of instant oatmeal. Not like the instant oatmeal package kind, but the just quick oats and then I just throw a bunch of different things in my oatmeal. My oatmeal, I just use instant oats, dates, chia seeds, a little brown sugar, some cinnamon, some walnuts, and then 2/3 cups of boiling water. Let it sit for around 2 minutes or so. Add some milk, stir up, and enjoy. I used to have bagels, but I guess it's like too much of a good thing, especially before Boston. I had so many bagels that I'm a little tired of them. I might start slowly getting back on the bagel train, but there's just so many bagels. I ate so many of them. But they're really nice, for me at least. They worked before my long run, especially having honey on it. That was really yummy. I find honey really soothing on my stomach, but again, peanut butter works too, or whatever you like, but honey is a personal favorite. What also is really cool about the Rise and Run is that they have recipes for muffins that don't have too much fiber and too many things that will upset your stomach that you can have before a run or a workout. You know, I might get tired of oatmeal or granola, so having one of these muffins might be a great option before a run or workout. How could I talk about what I ate after runs without mentioning smoothies? There are so many different kinds, but my current favorite one to make is with almond milk, frozen banana, frozen strawberries, the protein powder by Rivalis. Recently been putting hemp hearts in it as well, and blend it all together and ta-da, a smoothie. I usually have smoothies after my workout runs and my long runs. If you tend to have stomach issues during your runs, and that can happen, just, you know, your body can just have an off day, but if it's happening regularly, then maybe you need to try different foods before your runs or avoid certain foods. Again, it's all very individual, and unfortunately you kind of have to try it out yourself and see what works for your body. But if you're really having issues, I highly recommend talking to a registered dietitian or a medical professional and see if they can help you and figure out what's going on and what's triggering your stomach or body just not reacting well to certain foods. Or just have ideas in general about the foods you should be eating for your own personal body. Foods that take a little bit longer to digest are probably ones that you should avoid to have right before your runs, especially foods that are high in fat, high protein, or high fiber, because they slow down the gastric emptying process. In other words, your food just stays in your stomach longer, which kind of gives you that heavy brick in your stomach feeling during your run. I definitely felt that before. Foods like sourdough, white rice, white potatoes, zucchini and carrots, and bananas are just a few suggestions or few ideas of foods that are a little easier to digest. What you eat also can depend on what time you run. For me, I'm not gonna get up 3 or 4 hours before my easy run to eat, I don't know, some rice and easy protein and then wait and then go on my run. I'm gonna eat something easy on my stomach like granola, like an hour or half hour before I go. However, when I was in Toronto doing the workouts in the evening, I would have to make sure that I had a good sized lunch, but not too heavy, and then a snack in the afternoon so I wouldn't be starving, but also not sick on my workout. One trick I find really helpful is if you have to get up super early for a run and you just don't want to eat too much before your really early run, have a really filling or just a good snack right before bed that will kind of help you tide over for your run. So it's like a breakfast at bedtime. I personally just found that really helpful on those runs that I again had to do very early. Now I do my workouts Wednesday morning and my long runs Saturday mornings. Knowing this, I try not to have anything too spicy or with too much dairy in it Tuesday nights and Friday nights. For me, those combinations just kind of can upset my stomach a little bit, and I can still feel it the morning of when I'm doing my workout, and I just never feel good. In general, my body just doesn't like dairy as much, so I tend to have almond milk. It's not that I can't have cheese, because I do, but I personally just like almond milk or kind of just not straight milk. So that means I also have to avoid having ice cream Tuesday or Friday nights, because then in the morning it might not be very good. So these are just a few things that kind of trigger my own stomach. I also personally can't have eggs before I run. Just doesn't feel good. I'm not saying to avoid these foods in general, because I love lots of different foods, but just for me personally, these are a few that I just have not worked for me, especially like 24 hours before a run as well. I don't know about you, but I sometimes feel nauseous during my long runs or my speed workouts. There's a lot of factors because of this, but because I'm so sensitive to being sick or feeling like I'm going to be sick, I'm really careful of what I eat now before my workouts. So in Toronto, when I had my workouts in the evening, I wouldn't eat, like they would be at 6 p.m. or 6:30. I wouldn't eat 3 p.m. onwards. Some people can do it, and I'm so amazed that they can eat like 5 p.m. and run a workout at 6:30, but I honestly would be in a bush losing my supper if I did that. So not good. Partially why you feel nauseous during like a speed workout is the blood is actually leaving your stomach and getting pulled into your vital organs like your heart and lungs, or muscles that need the extra oxygen and blood during your workout. Because your stomach doesn't have its normal resources to break down food, it could mean that you would actually get sick, because especially if you have too much fuel in your stomach. It also works the other way too. If you don't eat enough as well, you feel nauseous, so it's like this fine balance between the both. A few other foods I tend to avoid is acidic food like berries, grapefruit, oranges, processed soda drinks, or orange juice before a run. Anything that just causes, extra acid to be in your stomach that could just churn when you're running fast or just running in general. Running fast is hard enough without feeling sick, and again, sometimes it's just unavoidable. People are just more sensitive, or I'm more sensitive maybe than other people, doesn't bother them, but I know just personally that it's very easy for me to feel sick on a run, so I do everything I can to avoid actually being sick, but I'm just, again, very careful of what I eat before a workout. This is why, as I mentioned before, oatmeal has just been really great, as it's bland, but it still has enough, to help my energy levels, and a little bit of sugar, not too much sugar, that just gives me that little, little pep. But again, too much sugar can be also causing GI issues, but for me, this kind of combination has been working so far, and I'm really enjoying it. How about you? What foods do you like to eat before your run or after your run? Are there certain foods that you avoid yourself? Again, I know I always learn from other people and just getting ideas for foods, so please share anything in a comment, as I'm sure many people like myself would find it helpful. If you like this video, tap that thumbs up button. Happy eating and running, and I'll see you next time.